AMD's ISP4 Linux driver moves closer to mainline kernel integration. A significant update to the AMD ISP4 driver is now being prepared for inclusion in the mainline Linux kernel. The driver, which supports the image signal processor (ISP) technology, is crucial for offloading webcam-related tasks from a computer's main CPU. This development is particularly notable for users of the HP ZBook Ultra G1 laptop, which is the first device to utilize this technology. What are the key updates and changes? A major highlight is the removal of AMD GPU structs from the ISP driver, which simplifies its code. Additionally, helper functions have been introduced within the AMD GPU framework to better manage GART buffers. Furthermore, control over the sensor and MIPI PHY has been completely moved to the ISP firmware. The new firmware includes a built-in sensor driver, which will present the device as a standard webcam-like interface, making it easier to use. All this changes is aimed at streamlining its functionality and improving its integration with the Linux kernel. Functionality and future outlook. The ISP technology is currently utilized in the HP ZBook Ultra G1a laptop, with future AMD Ryzen laptops also expected to incorporate it. The new firmware includes a built-in sensor driver which will expose the device as a standard webcam-like interface. It is hoped that this driver will be ready for the upcoming Linux 6.18 kernel cycle, which would enable the HP ZBook Ultra G1a's webcam to function without needing out-of-tree patches. My thoughts on this development: the progress on this driver is a positive sign for Linux users as it points to continued support and improved hardware compatibility from AMD. The fact that this technology is designed to offload work from the CPU to a dedicated processor is a win for efficiency and battery life, particularly in laptops. While this process may seem slow, I believe that it is necessary to ensure stability and maintain the kernel's high standards. The move to a firmware-based control system is a modern approach that can simplify the main kernel driver and centralize complex logic, which is generally a good thing for long-term maintenance. However, it also introduces a dependency on AMD to provide and maintain that firmware, which could be a concern if it isn't released under an open license. I may have a few questions to this development. Firstly, how will this affect other hardware? Since the driver is primarily focused on the HP ZBook Ultra G1a laptop, will this technology and driver eventually be used in a broader range of laptops, including those with different webcams or AMD processors? The second question is, what are the full capabilities of the ISP4 hardware? We understand that the changes is aimed at offloading webcam tasks, but what other image processing functions can the ISP handle, and will these be exposed to user space applications on Linux? What is the license for the required firmware? The driver depends on new firmware files. The licensing of this firmware is critical, as a proprietary, non-redistributable firmware could create issues for open-source systems and users who want a fully free and open system. Let's not forget end users. What will it mean for them? Will the driver's inclusion in the mainline kernel mean that the webcam will work out of the box on supported laptops, or will users still need to perform extra steps to get the full functionality? Lastly, what is the long-term support plan? Will AMD continue to provide timely updates for the firmware and driver, or could this lead to a situation where newer hardware is not supported on older kernels and vice versa? Some of these questions and many more are yet to be answered.